Graham's the architect of one of the greatest South African business success stories. And, he was a fundamental driver of that.
The way he thinks about the industry, the way he thinks about it evolving over time, he's been able to communicate that well so that people can see what it is we're trying to do and how we think we're going to get there.
Graham, as a strategist and as an operator, I think there's second to none. I mean, I've traveled the world with this guy. Traveled the world. Every hotel we checked into, he'd ask where the gym was, and I asked where the bar was. So, I mean, two different people you wouldn't find anywhere in the world. But as a combination, thank God we've done very well.
He has a quiet confidence. He always has a naturally regal look about him, Graham. And he has a particular way of looking down his nose when he speaks to people, which gives him that regal look. He can't do it with me because I'm taller than he is, although he argues that fact.
Graham was born in 49, which in the Chinese zodiac is the year of the ox. And the Chinese describe that as a person with high intelligence, tenacity, very balanced, very methodical. So it's amazingly sort of appropriate. Huh?
The most articulate and numerate person I've ever met. In his final year at school, he came first in South Africa in maths and second in physics. That's beyond my comprehension.
He knew that he could. He knew that he had that, kind of the ability and the focus and the talents. He knew that he was capable, he knew what he was capable of, and damn it, he was going to do that.
I think he could have taken any company anywhere. I mean, he just had that capability to do it.
I always knew he had a job in the beer industry because there were tankards and awards and often a lot of beer in the house. I didn't really appreciate it until I was about 14, at which point it became very important indeed.
I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say he's got big balls, but he's a seriously, not scared to take big decisions.
And Graham's always been bold. He surprises you sometimes. I mean, just one of them was that phone call, about going to Miller. I mean, he said, listen, Norman, I need an answer on the telephone. I said, Graham, we've only been talking for 10 minutes. He said, but Norman, I need to know now. And we need it now because this is the situation. This is where we're in. And we got to move fast. And you got to tell me right now. I said, Graham, I haven't even spoken to my kids. I don't even know where I'm going. He said, listen, I understand that, Norman, but you got to tell me now.
Ladies and gentlemen, he has this trick of, we're starting a speech by saying, look, I'm not prepared or anything, and then launching into this most perfectly scripted, all from his head, set of insights and views, so it kind of throws everyone off stream. I mean, you get used to it after a while. But the self-effacing style, I think, is a very strong feature of who he is.
I think yesterday or the day before.
My sense from the beginning was that Graham was really interested in people. Something that he has always been very focused on, is around the type of people that he wanted in the organisation, the type of people that he felt belonged in the organisation.
It struck me very early on in my exchanges with Graham that here was somebody who has that kind of engineering approach to life, who understands intrinsically the details of everything that he's dealing with.
He knows beer tastes around the world. He'll tell you, the type of beer they brew in some remote area in India, some remote area in China, some remote area in Poland. And I always wonder, does he go around and just drink, or how does he know all this? So he's an amazing leader.
I remember having one progress meeting with him actually at his house down on the south coast in the UK. And we were in his den, his kind of man cave. And on the coffee table, I noticed there was nothing but copies of The New Scientist. That was his light reading. So no, this kind of scientific thing can be taken a stage too far.
I think Graham kind of was the forerunner in forging this sort of SAB management style, perfectly in control, but a kind of a loose hand, which made for, getting up in the morning looking forward to going to work in the day.
Having a one-to-one with Graham is a bit like having a sort of a university tutorial, in that you exit having greater clarity about your own thinking, having 3 or 4 quite difficult questions that you didn't answer well, that you'd have to go away and think about much more carefully.
And you knew what was behind the question, why he was asking it, what he was probing for. Just the very question, opened up a whole new dimension of strategic thinking that he was onto before you were, and he was asking you, please go there.
I'll tell you what a cool number he was. We were in the middle of the listing process. Now that's quite intense, it's road shows and pitching and selling the business to skeptics and all that stuff. And right in the middle of it, he took himself off for a long weekend skiing and got snowed in. Well, you can imagine that increased the temperature amongst all his other lieutenants, like yours truly. But he was fine with that. He trusted us to get on with the process. The snow would melt and he would get back, and he did.
He arrived in Colombia once without his passport, and I don't know if you know whether this is possible or has ever happened in the world, but we had to try and get Graham into Colombia without a passport, which, as you can imagine, was a significant diplomatic mission.
He once had a very serious and big meeting with our Chinese partners, with the chairman of China Resources Holdings, and it was one of those seminal meetings where he was going to come down hard on what he thought was the appropriate or inappropriate decisions that had been taken. But Graham, on the flight over to the meeting, spilled half of his orange juice all over his suit. So he arrives at this formal meeting wearing his boxer shorts or his rugby shorts, his shirt and tie. It just obviously wasn't going to work. But he'll tell you proudly about that story.
Of course, Graham isn't without his flaws. We all know that when you do a media interview, the last thing you should do is answer the question that the journalist puts to you. But not Graham. He always answers the question that the journalist asks.
He's got a delightful sense of humour. He loves having fun, right? He's remarkable. To me, we were married for 20 to 30 years, probably only without the sex.
When I see SAB beers kind of around the world, I do get a little moment of pride. And I've even inherited my father's trait of subtly trying to pressure people from not drinking the other kinds.
Graham, I'd like to say thank you very much to you for being a sponsor to me, a mentor to me, and a leader of the organization. I have to, of course, give recognition to you as the world's best choreographer. Cheers.
I wish you and your family the very, very best. And the only other thing I can say to you is thank you for the ride. It has been great.
Graham, thank you for giving me the opportunity of working with you in the UK. It's been 30 years of happy memories, and it's been just wonderful working with the SAB family.
Graham, thank you for the journey that you've taken us on. Cheers.
Hi, young buck. I always was a little bit taller than you. Sorry about that. Cheers, Graham.
Graham, yes, I'm sorry I'm drinking water. It's because I can't get bloody South African beer up here. All the best to you. Thank you very much for making me partially rich, at least.
The contribution that you've made in the development of SABMiller for South Africa, and indeed for the globe, for many other countries, is huge and immense. And thank you very much for being who you are.
Cheers, Graham.
Here's to you.
Thank you so much for everything that you've done. Amazing.
Graham, salute.
Graham, I know you like this as much as I do. Cheers.
Cheers, Graham. Thanks for a wonderful 14 years.
A great beer to a great career and a great contribution. Thank you very much.
I wanted to just show Graham and you all one chart. A £5 share price back in the year 2000 is now £34 as of the time that Graham stepped down as chief executive this year. Really nothing short of remarkable. So cheers to you, Graham.
Here's to you.
Cheers to you, Graham. And here's a promise that we will keep on pushing global brands for you.
Cheers, Graham. Here's to you.
Thank you for 15 fantastic years as my Commander-in-Chief.
Cheers, Graham.
So, Graham, it's been a great privilege. It's been a lot of fun. I've learnt a lot. I've loved every minute of it, and I thank you for it.
Cheers, Graham. Thanks for hiring me.
Bottoms up, Graham.
Cheers, Graham. Thanks for all the good times.
Graham, here's to you. Comes from me, obviously, very personally. But I bring you the best wishes of a lot of people in Sinkwasi.
Graham, here's to you and cheers for great leadership and building up the business to what it is today.
Many, many thanks for many, many great years. And please keep an eye on the share price for me.
For me, thank you for being a wonderful mentor, a wonderful leader, a great boss, and an enduring and very, very beautiful friend. Thank you.
Graham, my pal, may God go with you.
Cheers, Dad. Here's to an amazing achievement, and thank you for making South African beer, great South African beer, available worldwide.
Here's to you, Dad. Stock safe.
Dad, to an incredible life and an incredible career, and for an amazing journey together. I love you lots.
Cheers, Dad.